Hi, my name is Jordan Koopman. In the next 5 or so minutes, I'm going to take you on a journey throughout my life. I hope you enjoy this as much as I have. It all started on May 6, 1990 in the beautiful city of San Diego, California. I was new to the world and completely relied on my parents for everything in life, whether it was feeding me or changing my smelly diapers. I'm sure I was a hassle for them, but I appreciate everything they have done for me, and hopefully I am able to repay them someday. This is me when I was around 2 years old. At this age I was quite the handful because I could never sit still and my family was always chasing me around the house. My life at this time could relate to Montessori's theory of learning. I was very adventurous and curious, and liked to figure out things on my own. I was also pretty imaginative, and I could humor myself for several hours at a time. Here I am actually playing on the jungle gym in my grandparents' backyard. This was helpful towards my parents because they didn't always have to watch me, and they could trust that I was in safe hands in my grandparents' house. This is my grandpa and I when I was at the preschool level. My parents had me when they were in their teens and they were really young, so I actually lived with my mom and her parents until my parents married when I was 4. I even had the honor of being the best man at their wedding and looked pretty fresh wearing the tux. My grandparents, though, were huge influences on how I was brought up. To this day, I look at both of them as my role models, and I try to make them proud with everything I do. They only live about a mile from me, so I see them every day when I am home. They are also both full Japanese because both my parents are adopted. This has culturally enriched me because of the holidays and family get-togethers that we have. I do feel bad sometimes, though, because they really spoil me, but then they always say, hey, that's what grandparents are for. My school picture from kindergarten. I went to a private Christian school throughout elementary school, and religion is a big factor in my life. My dad and mom taught at one time at my elementary school, so they are also firm believers in the Christian faith. This faith is the basis of all my morals, and I try to live a life that is both pleasing to my parents and God. At the cognitive level, this is where I learned everything from reading and writing to math and spelling. I made some friends and unfortunately made some enemies as well. I still remember most of my teachers from elementary school because they had a significant part in shaping the person I am today. Sports are one of the things that I value most in life. It gives me the freedom to do many things. Especially in football, I am legally able to hit someone and not get punished for it. I didn't have to worry about schoolwork or any problems that I had going on in my life. I could just go out and play the games I loved. I still love playing most of them to this day. This is where I've made most of my friends, from sports in elementary school to high school and even college. So sports are actually a very social activity. These are my siblings and I when I was in middle school. They were just getting into elementary school at the time, so my mother had to convert more of her focus towards them. This led me to be a little more independent, and I didn't need them for everything. Also, I need to be someone that my brother and sister can look up to and can get advice from if they ever need it. My brother also has a disease where his bones are very brittle and he breaks them easily. This has actually pushed me in the direction of being an orthopedic surgeon. That way I can be able to help him or someone who has the same condition as him one day. This is my brother and I at Disneyland, around the time when I was in middle school. Believe it or not, Disneyland is almost a tradition in our family. My mom absolutely loves Disneyland and tries to get us to go there any chance she can. My dad isn't big on the place, but just goes to make her happy. We go at least once every time I come home, and a lot of the things around our house are Disney related. So as weird as it may seem, Disneyland is a big part of my growing up. High school was a very busy time in my life because I was swamped in both sports and schoolwork. I learned here to expand my multiple intelligences. I was able to learn both by lecture and by hands-on activities. I also developed an interpersonal relationship, and I could tell how I felt at certain times. As high school went on, I stopped caring about what others thought of me and just did the things that I felt was right. This is where I developed friendships that will last forever and even had a few girlfriends along the way. Here are a couple of my best buddies from the basketball team and my father, who was a basketball coach throughout my high school career. My friends and I were always known to be the funny guys at school. For some reason, we would always just do random things. And I look back on some of those things and I think to myself, why would I ever do that? But we had a lot of fun along the way, and whenever I go home, we pick up right where we left off the time before. And even though we liked to joke around a lot, these guys were very good influences on me, and we still all got good grades and behaved ourselves, for the most part. This is me and my dog Maya. Although she's only 2 years old, she has been a big part of our family. She's half husky and half wolf, and I got her from a woman who is unable to take care of her anymore. My parents weren't too sure if I was going to be able to raise a dog because I was leaving for school in a couple months. That summer provided me with a great deal of responsibility. It was difficult for the first couple of weeks for Maya to adjust to our family, but I took her on walks all the time, which she loved, and I always fed her and cleaned up her messes. We ended up keeping her, and everyone loves her. My mom swears that Maya is her dog now since I'm at college, but let's be honest, Maya is always my dog. She has helped me grow up too, and has been a huge factor in my life. This is my hometown, San Diego, California, also called America's finest city. Besides my family and faith, my city is probably the biggest influence on my life. San Diego is very diverse in everything, from the food to the people. I actually live 5 minutes from the U.S.-Mexico border, so I was brought up in a very rich Mexican culture. In fact, every time I get off the plane, the first thing we do is go to the taco shop right by my house. I also learned more about the Spanish language outside of class than actually inside class. This has taught me to respect others' cultures and identities. This is me today at the college level. It was a rough transition for me during my freshman year of football camp, but I got through it from the help of my teammates and I'm still here today. My parents actually come out here to a lot of games, so it's always nice to see them. My friends here are the ones that I will be in touch with for the rest of my life. And even though I am really far from home, I know I can always go back if I need to. I plan on finishing up my degree at Butler and then going to grad and eventually med school. In the teaching field, I have learned from this activity that everyone's childhood is different. Different people learn in different ways, and the teacher should try to reach each individual student. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video, and I hope you enjoyed it.